How did you become that person? Like in your life, like how did you? When I look at the landscape, and you have your peers, but I don't know who they are. I only know you. But when I look at your peers, like what you do have, you stand out like the Wizard of Oz above all of them. Like how did you become that? And was it something that you were like, I'm gonna be that stock. I'm gonna rise.
And there's so many like smart people, like so many peers that I respect so much. But I think for me, it was really early in my career betting on certain technologies that I was a big believer in. Like, I mean, people know me around the world as being like one of the first ones to identify how big the iPhone was going to be.
This is like '08.
It was seven. It was
07.
really it was seven. And then really betting on Musk and Tesla early on.
What year is that?
That
'03.
that was like 2012,
Oh,
2013.
later. Okay.
So by betting right on Apple and Tesla, those have obviously been, key times in my career where like I did the work. I was bullish on electronic, like EVs, like the view of where like autonomous could ultimately go. But if you go back 10 years ago, like it was viewed like autonomous can never happen. You can never have a self-driving car.
Even though we grew up with the Jetsons, like even though that was in our
And
heads.
my view is like we were going much more toward the Jetsons and the Flintstones, if you want to think about it that way.
Of course.
And a lot of it is just like having a big mouthpiece for me. You're able to get the message out there globally, the work that you do. But then again, like there's a lot of times like you're wrong.
Right.
So
And they can ignore you too if they want.
And when you're wrong, like I'd say like my biggest successes have come from my failures. Because I think your failures ultimately teach success. So I could argue like the stock calls that didn't do well, those ultimately led
Because you learn from them.
Because you learn from it. And I think too many people, failures are almost kind of like a secret. Like, oh no, everyone else is great, but I failed. See, I actually view like my failures have like taught me my biggest successes.
Like even the failures are wins. Like it's just all winning.
Because it like scars that you have are almost like your superpowers.
That's the wisdom.
That's sort of my view.
That's a good view. My daughter is 7, and she gets like frustrated sometimes if she get like a word wrong. We'll have to do spelling, and like she'll get like a word wrong, and I'll be like, well, you forgot this thing, and she'll get frustrated, and I'll be like, but that's good that you forgot it. Like it's good that because now we can learn so that we make it right and move on.
Exactly, and I think like in stocks, you're gonna be wrong a lot. If you could be right more than you're wrong, and you could be disciplined. There's so many people I know, like they maybe had like blue collar jobs or like union jobs or work for the government. Like, they weren't making like, or teachers, like that's what they wanted to do. They weren't making like significant like salaries. They made the right bets on stocks.
And just let it sit.
And now, they have a house in Ibiza. So the point is like, it's all how you view it. But that's why like, it makes me happy that we've served that purpose.
Well, it's a service. Life is service.
Yeah.
I think when I was in college, this was the biggest thing for me was when eBay first came out. This is like 2001-ish. And like I started buying things on eBay and selling things on eBay. And then this was in the days of the newspaper.
Of course.
So I would look at the thing. I don't know why I looked at it because I didn't have any money anyways. But I would look at the eBay thing and I would watch it go up. And then I watched it split like after a couple years and it went up. And I told my mom, was like, there's something about this eBay. And if I had money or I knew anything about it, like I would put money into it.
Totally.
And like that was 20 years ago. So if I'd had the ideas and I sat it, like now it definitely has gone up. eBay surely has gone up.
I'm a big fan of like you buy stocks, not stuff.
Right.
What I'm saying is like, I have good friends, like when Lululemon was getting huge, they would talk about constantly like you buy the stock because like, it was my view, like it was the bet sometimes on leadership, on technologies, on where everything's going. And I think that's the best thing about the stock market is that it's efficient. You have sellers and buyers.
Right.
And the stock is gonna basically be priced at where it should be based on whatever the market's efficient mechanism. And that's the best thing about it is that like like in my job, it's like what I love about it is like if there's no gray, if you're wrong and everyone knows
Right,
it.
right, right. It's right
If
there.
you're right,
Same thing.
you're right. But I never like put on my sneakers and start to do victory laps and kind of like beat the chest. I just have always viewed it like I'm the same person I was 25 years ago before this started. And I take it all sort of like, it's all kind of like passing it forward too. I speak at so many like colleges around the country, high schools, globally, Asia, Europe, Middle East, wherever, Australia, because it's also trying to like pass things forward to like next generation.
Word.